Hi. So I'm making this video for the current batch of protesters that are fighting for the equal rights, against racism, against institutionalized racism. This video is to the protesters that are currently fighting, the Gen Z generation, millennials, all of you. I respect you. I admire what you're doing. I think it's essential, and I appreciate it. The reason I'm saying this is because I was alive. I was 18 in 1992 when the riots broke out in LA. And I know that in the last 28 years, we haven't learned the lesson that we needed to learn. And that is that the police and other law enforcement are meant to protect and serve the public. They're meant to arrest wrongdoers, people that are breaking the law, such as looters. If you're breaking into stores, if you're breaking windows, if you're going against peaceful assembly, you will probably get arrested and have no sympathy, because what you're doing is against the code of peaceful assembly. Now, the police have acted in such a way that it seems to instigate the violence. As soon as night falls, the violence begins. And that's because you can't see if there are provocateurs or actual looters in the crowd. The people that start smashing windows, the people that start throwing Molotov cocktails, the people that are doing everything they possibly can to instigate violence are the ones that are basically screwing it up for the peaceful assembly crowd. So here's some tips for you if you decide you want to go and protest. And it doesn't matter what age you are. It doesn't matter what your demographic is. It doesn't matter how much money you make. If you are going to go out there and protest, here are some things that you need to keep in mind. Make the assumption that you are going to be arrested. So, if you have a wedding that weekend, if you are going to a birthday party, retirement party, if you have an important event that you need to get to, do not go protest. Stay home. Stay home, go to the event, do what you have to do, and then feel free to go protest, because you need to make the assumption that you will be arrested. Next, if you do go protesting, go in a large group, at least 3 people, preferably 5, of close friends that are going together. In a crowd, everybody can get lost. Everybody looks like a stranger. But if you have 5 friends together in a group, it will be hard to separate them from the crowd. You will have to take all 5, or at least 4 of them will know what happened to the 5th. So please go in groups of 3 or 5. Do not go out there and say, I'm going to be a lone voice with this crowd. No. Go with a group. Stay together. Do not separate. Okay? And that will protect you a lot more than if you're just a single individual roaming the streets by himself. Those are easy targets, and the police will pick them off immediately, one by one. Now, if you choose to go protest, assume that you are going to be treated as if you are a looter, okay? That means if somebody throws a brick through a window on the next corner, everybody on that block is going to be considered a looter. Everybody. Even if you're just sitting in the road peacefully observing. So please be prepared to be arrested. I cannot stress that enough. If you are going to get arrested, do not resist violently. I know your first instinct is going to be to get away. No. Sit, lay, do whatever you can to not instigate any violence. If they are already hitting you, as I said, you should be in a group. Everybody needs to pile on each other and protect each other. You're going to get hit. Assume you're going to get hit. But when there are 4 or 5 people protecting each other in a pile, it is very hard for the police to get sufficient hits on everybody to do permanent damage. So, and I cannot believe I have to tell you how to protect yourselves from police, from public servants that are supposed to be out there protecting human life, and instead choosing to protect banks and high-end stores and different shops who have insurance and who don't matter. So let's see, who has the money? Who's going to lose money in the riots? Insurance companies, stores, businesses. Okay. Is that worth killing children? Not in my book. Not in my book. Everything can be rebuilt and indemnified, but you cannot bring back a life. Now, if you choose to go protest, please know that you will be arrested eventually. Have your lawyer's phone number in a Sharpie written on your arm or leg or somewhere that you can access it while you're in lockup. Because you will not have a phone book in there and they will confiscate your phone. Have any other important phone numbers written on your legs and information that you may need. For example, you will need to buy a card to use the phone. You will need to have at least $20 in your pocket, in cash, to purchase a phone card so that you can contact your lawyer or family. Yes, they will give you a code to make one phone call. But if you have the money on your card already to make several phone calls, you can minimize the amount of time you may spend in lockup. Second of all, if you are arrested, they will hold you for as long as humanly possible. They will process you out. Something that should take 45 minutes to an hour will last 8 hours. Do not lose your cool. Do not start crying. Do not start freaking out. You will be getting out. Everything will be okay. And you will get through this. Now, while you are in lockup, there are going to be several vultures that approach you to tell you, oh, I can help you. I know how to get you out. If you tell your mom or your friends or whatever to send my lawyer some money, then I'll help you out. Don't listen to these fucking vultures. Don't listen to anybody in jail at all. Just contact your attorney. You don't have an attorney because you're poor. You need to just shut your mouth and wait for a PR bond and get out. Which brings me to a very important point. Shut your mouth. If you are going to get arrested, shut your mouth. Just say, I am not resisting. I am not resisting. Please don't hurt me. That's it. They don't care that you're like, I'm a lawyer. They don't care. They don't care if you're a mom. They don't care if you have children to go home to. They don't care if you have work the next day. They don't care about you as a human being. You are a target to them. A quota to be filled to our public servants, the police. And they will arrest you. So stay quiet. If they ask you for your name, you can give it to them. Your date of birth, you can give it to them. But don't say something like, oh, my family knows I'm here and this and that, and all my friends are aware, and they're going to just start going through your phone. They're going to clone the information on your phone. So go make sure there's nothing on your phone that you don't want the police to have, because they will clone it and they will track it afterwards. I would recommend getting a whole new phone if you get arrested and your phone is confiscated. Next, staying safe in lockup. Again, it's just a processing center. It stinks. You're going to be hungry. You're going to want to use the bathroom. It's going to be degrading. They're going to treat you like dirt. They're going to ignore you. So, if you have a medical condition Make sure you have your doctor's information with you. Make sure you have a list of medication that you take. For example, I'm diabetic. I had to give them a list when I was arrested off the top of my head of 4 or 5 different medicines I was taking in order for them, my blood sugar not to go through the roof while I was there. So, another list to carry. List of doctors and any medicines you may take. Now, protecting yourself when all hell breaks loose. Here is what will happen once the billy clubs start swinging. And I cannot believe I have to say this. Okay? Here is what's going to happen. The police are going to surround and corral you. And that's when the beatings will begin. In the night, when it's dark and chaotic, and lights are missing and cameras get turned off. And all of a sudden, you don't know where you are or your friends are at. This is why I say travel in a group. And here is a good toolkit to have with you in your group. Bring flashlights. The more powerful, the better. Bring flashlights so that the moment one of the cops steps forward and starts committing an atrocity on your friends or on another person who is peacefully protesting, peacefully assembling, light it up. Light it up. Don't just shine a phone on it. That little flashlight on the phone doesn't do nothing. Get one of those big mechanic garage flashlights and light it up. Light it up. What I recommend are the flat ones that are LEDs, because they will say, oh, he had a gun on him. But if you clip it to your belt, to your chest, to your hat, and light it up, they cannot say that it was a gun because it's a flashlight. It's shining light right at them. And I can't believe I have to tell you to be careful. Don't reach for your waistband, because they'll use any excuse to say you had a gun and shoot you down. Don't be that person. Don't get lost in the moment and lose your life. Stay calm, relax. Things will work out. Okay? Like I said, don't go. If you have a birthday, wedding, something important coming up, because you may miss it, don't go protest. Now, another thing. If they do start rioting, if people start throwing bricks, if people start doing this and that, what I've noticed is that there have been no protesters taking their safety into consideration. They're out there in Birkenstocks. They're out there wearing God knows what. Sandals, skirts, a hoodie. No, my friends. You are going into a combat zone. Let's be very clear. What's happening all over the country, in Portland, in Colorado, here in Texas, you are stepping into a war zone. And it is not just the police. There are now white supremacy militias going around instigating shootings. So you must protect yourself. Number 1, I mentioned the flashlight. Any atrocity or looting or vandalism that happens, light it up. Light it up. Even if it's somebody in the crowd of the protesters, that's not what you're there for. You're there for peaceful assembly. If somebody's being dumb and trying to make a problem, light him up and let him be taken away. Okay? Because he is not helping the situation. Or she. Okay. Next. Padding. Currently, I don't see any statutes or laws that says it is illegal to wear a helmet in the city. So what does that mean? That means you can wear a baseball helmet, you can wear a bike helmet, you can wear a lacrosse helmet, you can wear a boxing sparring helmet, you can wear a lot of things that will protect your head. Obviously, the football helmet would be the bomb. But now you also need to protect your eyes. So, currently, by state mandate, we have to wear face masks. We'll take it a step further. Get yourself one of those plastic face coverings. Okay? Now, you have the face covering, you have a helmet. You're protected there. What about breathing? Well, Definitely get you a mask that will filter out tear gas. But don't forget your eyes. Tear gas mainly affects your lungs and your eyes. So bring goggles. Don't wear them all day, but bring airtight goggles and put them on immediately. Whether they're from skiing in the snow, swimming, diving, I don't know goggles that well. But figure it out and get yourself some airtight goggles. Okay? Not safety goggles that let air in. Airtight goggles to protect your eyes. And why am I telling you this? This isn't so you can go out and say, woo, we're going to attack. No. This is so that you can get home safely from a peaceful assembly without losing an eye, without concussions, without grenades being shot at your face, without maiming, without losing a limb, without losing your life. That's all I'm trying to do, is get you home safe. So, let's move down. Currently, there are 2 weapons the police are employing, and that is tear gas and batons. They are coming at you with batons. Now, at any sporting goods store, they sell football pants with thigh pads, shin guards, lots of protection. But if you can't find that, use a magazine. Get some duct tape. Get a magazine that's at least a half an inch thick and wrap it around certain parts of your leg, and that will lessen the impact from a baton. Okay? That will assist you. Definitely wear some covering around your heart area. Okay? Whether that's like a catcher's apron, something to protect your chest, because an impact to the heart, even from a shotgun from a sandbag shot from a shotgun, is enough to stop your heart. It is enough to literally shock your heart into arrest, and obviously death after that if you're not treated immediately, and even if you are treated immediately. So protect your chest, protect your groin. That is a debilitating area to hit or get hit in. Protect your groin. Wear cups, athletic cups. Wear padded underwear. Wear as many things as you can to protect yourself. Pretend you're going to go do paintball. Okay? Pretend you're going to a paintball game and use all the appropriate protection you would use there. Next, when you get arrested, and you will be subjected to something that you probably have never felt before, and that's degradation. You will be treated so bad that you're going to want to cry. Stay strong, stay with your group, and just stay quiet. Okay? Everybody's going to be asking you questions. What did you do? What happened? How did you get in? They're just asking to pass the time and to get information about you. Okay? And in there, information is gold. So say nothing. Not where you live, not where your parents live, not your address. Do not tell anybody and lock up anything personal about yourself. I live alone over here by myself, and I'm just a single woman trying to make it. Guess what? You just told these dudes where they should go and fuck with you. Because you're a single person. I'm just an old lady trying to protest, and they arrested me, and I just live in the rich side of town. Oh, by yourself? Okay. Well, now we know where to go steal. Now we know where to go rob. Stay quiet while you're in lockup. Don't talk to anybody else that you don't know. Don't give them any information. You don't have to be rude, because everybody in there is mad and looking for a reason to fight. But you can just be firm. Listen, man, I'm having a hard time. You mind if I just think about this shit for a minute? That's all you got to say. Listen, man, I'm trying to remember my phone numbers. You mind if I just sit here for a minute? There are so many things that you could do to not give information out, personal information to people. A moment of silence for this beauty. This is beautiful. Okay, so you're going to get arrested. One thing I can tell you, they will strip you of everything you own, unless it is a pair of white cotton socks without any emblems. The plainest white socks cotton socks. They can't be polyester or anything. White cotton socks. White cotton t-shirt. No emblems, no logos, nothing. A white t-shirt. I would even recommend cutting the tags off. You want nothing that makes it stand out. White boxer shorts. I don't know about the women's, obviously, but in the men's section, they give you white boxer shorts. I cannot imagine that they would try to not save money and do the same for women. So wear white boxer shorts. You can wear your panties underneath, you can wear your underwear underneath, whatever you guys want to do. Or if you always go commando, this is going to be one time you don't want to. Bring white cotton, plain, everything that you can. Alright? Another thing, you'll probably be sleeping on a cement floor. So what that means is, if you have a hoodie, you can roll that up into a pillow. Okay? If you have an extra shirt, you can use that as a pillow as well. You will need clothing because you are going to be sitting on a dirty cement floor surrounded by dirty people. Not everybody, but they do pick up homeless people straight off the street and put them in lockup without giving them any type of assistance like a shower or anything. So you will be in there with some very dirty, smelly, loud, drunk, sad, screaming, angry, everything you can imagine. You are going to be running into that. So keep your calm, keep your emotions in check, keep yourself quiet, observant, stay with your group. Sorry, there was a piece of shit right there. I didn't want him to step on it. That was gross. I think he even stepped on it anyway. Okay, so now you're in lockup. So what are you going to do? What are you going to do? You are going to sit quietly until you get the phone calls or until your friends start calling Bexar County Sheriff's Office or the jail to find out if you've been locked up. If you've been locked up, eventually your name and information will be needed to locate you. The information that your friends need to have is your driver's license, date of birth, and your full correct name as it appears on your driver's license. That is the way they will track you down in the jail system. Next, I've covered the violence, I've covered the arrest. Yes, you're in jail. And obviously the bond's gonna be the cheapest way out. Let's say they arrest you for vandalism, whatever. They set the bond at $30,000, okay? 3%, which is what bail bondsmen, I think, are charging right now, 3% of $30,000 is still $900. So if you don't have $900 sitting around in your wallet ready to get you out of jail, then I recommend you do other things. I recommend that you completely hire a lawyer even before you go out there. Or if you are going to give money to somebody, don't give it to a bonds person. Okay? Don't give it to a bonds person. If you have the money, give that money to a lawyer. A lawyer will bond you out, the same as a bail bondsman. However, you have now hired a clerk of the court, a officer of the court. You now have somebody in your corner that is there to speak on your behalf in court. So save the bail bonds money and give it to a lawyer if you have it. If you do not have it, you will more than likely get a PR bond and be put on pre-trial. Pre-trial is basically punishment on the assumption that you are going to be found guilty. And if charges are dismissed, well, SOL. You still had to get punished for nothing. So just know, if you take a bond, a PR bond, you are going to be put on pre-trial, and that is going to be used to extort money from you through classes, through administrative fees, through urinalysis costs. They will constantly monitor you and push the court date back. So you will find yourself in pre-trial for a year, 2 years, 3 years, getting punished every day, even though you haven't been convicted. And it's going to wear on you. So only take those as a last resort. If you have no other option to get out other than the PR bond and then being put on pretrial, you will have to go through it. But if you give that money to an attorney, like I said, he can work with the courts to make sure you don't have to jump through all those hoops that if you fail, they revoke your bond, charge you another $30,000 in bond, which would amount to another $900 through a bondsman. And next thing you know, you're going through the system again, but with 2 charges on your record. No, my friend. Hire an attorney if you have the money. And if you don't, just keep your mouth shut until you get out and seek legal assistance through any other free means available to you. Do not depend on your court-appointed attorney. They are there to just make sure your rights are just protected enough that it's not a mistrial, that it's not an injustice. They're not there to save you. They're not there to protect you. They're not going to be like in the movies where they're jumping through hoops and going out and investigating at night to see what happened. No. They're just reading a report, watching a video, and determining how much they can minimize your charge for. That's it. If you want to win, if you want to get them dismissed, look for the Southern Poverty Law Center website. Look for the ACLU, the American Civil Liberties Union website. Start looking around for free legal aid. This injustice has been going on for a long time, so there are resources available throughout the entire community, depending on where you live, to help you with legal aid so you don't get railroaded in the court system. And I'm talking about protesters. We've all seen how several hundred have been arrested and then charges dismissed or released without charges. So take the arrest, be quiet, relax, and you'll get through this, okay? Now, most importantly of all, I want you to be safe, okay? Protest in an area that you know is safe. Protest with people you know will protect you, okay? Clear your phone of any data you don't want the courts to have. And good luck. I admire the hell out of all of you. I was out there as well on that first march, and I gotta just say the power of the people is incredible. It's inspiring. It's a reminder of everything that every veteran who died was fighting for. The rights in the Constitution that you are afforded. First Amendment rights, Fourth Amendment rights, Fifth Amendment rights, 14th Amendment rights. You have rights up the butt. You just have to exercise them.